Okay, come on. Hold a pair of you. Okay. Do you find that you can't quieten your mind? So do you find that it chatters constantly, but you can't stop the thoughts running through your head? You know, do you wake up at night and you find that you're just wired? You're just wired. You can't sleep. You've got the thoughts that just won't stop and you can't shut down. Do you find that you try and meditate, but you can't meditate because you can't stop the mind chattering? You can't stop the thoughts. So this is an important subject for me because I hear it so often, and what I find is that people give up. They give up the things like meditation or Tai Chi or things like that because they can't stop the thoughts running through their head. And that stops them learning all of this great stuff and evolving. And so what I'm going to look at are 5 ways that your brain gets in the way and ways we can deal with that. Okay, so why can't you stop your thoughts? So the biggest thing with this is your brain is bored. So you imagine if you're going to bed or you're trying to sleep, everything relaxes, everything is quiet, your brain has nothing else to think about. So what it does, it grabs onto your thoughts and it goes, oh, we're there, and then they become louder and louder and they start running off on their own. Again, the Buddhist idea of the monkey mind, it's the monkey running away with your thoughts, and it often takes it to a negative place. And the thing is, your brain is like your muscles. You have to work it, and it is hard work to start with, especially if you're not good at it, to quieten it down and to control it. So let's look at the 5 ways that we can start controlling our brain. So number 1, as I said, your brain is bored, so you need to make your focus interesting. And this is about having a curious mind. This is about being childlike again with your focus point and being determined. So, for instance, if you can't stop the mind, if you find that if you sit still, your mind just goes. And no matter what you do, you can't bring it back. So a good way to do something is to move. If you're moving, your brain has to focus on your movements, and it's a constant. So if you're balancing on one leg, you have to focus. If you're doing Tai Chi, you have to focus. It's hard work, but what this does, it retrains your brain to focus on the thing you want to focus on. And really that's all that is find an interesting focus and focus on it. I did this through meditation. I did it for months and months and months before I got any real benefits out of it or realized that it was starting to do something. And I tried lots of different meditations. So I tried all the different kinds. Just don't try one and think it doesn't work. Listen to music, find something you find interesting and focus on that. Number 2, so you've got to learn not to judge and to observe. Now this is so important in life. If you consider that, if you start listening to your thoughts or your thoughts start running away with you and you get carried away with them, you're focusing on something else rather than the thing you want to focus on. So just look at your thoughts and go, okay, I'm thinking that. And you can ask yourself this question. You go, why am I thinking that? And you stop yourself. You just stop. You look at your thoughts. You don't judge it. It's just a thought. You go, right, why am I thinking that? And then you can move it to the side. But if we learn not to judge, we keep ourselves calm. If we learn to observe, it's such a powerful skill. So if you imagine you wake up in the middle of the night, I use breathing. So a simple method of going back to sleep that I use, I relax my body, which I learned from Tai Chi. I've learned from yoga, where we do the body scan. You can do a body scan if you want. I focus on my breathing. Again, that's through meditation. I release everything. I smile. I say, I'm going back to sleep. And I let go. It's as simple as that. Not simple, because you have to work at it, and this is where meditation comes in. If you can learn to meditate, then you can develop these skills. If you can learn Tai Chi, you can start developing these skills. You can learn the ability of relaxation and shutting off. Okay, number 3, move your thoughts somewhere else. So you can do this with visualizations. Again, it's observing, recognizing that you're thinking. Okay, I'm thinking. Take your thought, observe it, don't let it attach, move it and physically put it in a box. Close the box, in your mind obviously, and then push it to the side. Or you can take your thought and just move it to the side. Come back to your focus point. If you're meditating, you come back to your focus point. If you're trying to sleep, you come back to maybe your breathing or just relaxing into the bed, sinking into the bed, getting very heavy. Or you can imagine your thoughts are like leaves and they blow away with the wind if you're more nature orientated. But just observe them and then move them to the side. Just pick it up, move it to the side, put it in a box, let it blow away. Then go back to the other thing where we focus on something else. We breathe, we relax, and we let go. Number 4. So number 4, the way we let go of our thoughts is observe them. Don't judge them, observe them. Just observe your thoughts. See what they do, where they go. But always understand you're not your thoughts. They may go into dark places. They may go into places where you may have a happy thought or you may be thinking something happy. And then all of a sudden you keep going down through the images in your head and they go negative. It may be someone that you know, but all of a sudden a negative image comes up of something you said to them or something they said to you, in the past, and it means nothing now. And you have regrets, and then it goes negative, and it gets more negative, and then something else may come up that was negative. Let it go, observe it, and go, well, that's a thought, that isn't me. It's in the past, so it's got no real power over you, only what you feel about it, and so you need to let it go. And that's it, just observe your thoughts, and then once you're really good at observing, you can just put it to the side, and it's not part of you anymore. Okay, so number 5, motivation. You need to be motivated to change. So if you want to sleep better, you need to change your sleep routine. If you want to meditate, you need to be motivated to stick with it. If you want to do Tai Chi, you need to be motivated to stick with it. If you want to do yoga, you need to be motivated to stick with it. If you want to quieten your mind, you need to be motivated to stick with it. You need to build a habit of quietness and build the ability, build the brain muscle so that it can quieten down. Yeah, so the thing with motivation, thing with anything like this, it's going to be hard. You're talking about change. It's going to be hard. So what you need to do, write it down, because then your motivation, why you're doing it. Write it down, write down a plan of what you're going to do. So if you want to sleep better, there's so many things online. You can find videos that I've done, possibly, that talk about it. You can find videos that other people talk about it. You can find breathing techniques. You can find meditations to sleep. All of this kind of stuff, which will help you calm down, help you sleep. Exactly the same for shutting down the mind through meditation. You can find techniques through that too. But you've got to try to change. You've got to be motivated, because if you're not, you won't change. You'll get bored or you'll stop because it's difficult. So you need to be motivated. So there we go. 5 things that can help you stop your thoughts running away with you. So have an interesting focus if you're meditating. Don't judge and observe. Move it to the side. Blow it away with leaves. Observe your thoughts. Learn to observe and don't be controlled by them. You aren't your thoughts. You aren't the past, you aren't the future, you are right now. And you have a choice, and that's quite a big thing. And then find your motivation. Be motivated, immerse yourself in this ability, because it will take you far. Okay, there you go. Stop the monkey chatter.